Today we're out at the Hyundai factory in Georgia, and we are taking a look at all the things they have going on, which right now still means some construction, added production lines, and then of course new models coming in the near future. This is the latest for IONIQ 5. There's more news for the IONIQ 9. There's everything that helps get this place running, and of course it's not all about business. There's still a little bit of fun to be had as well. So let's go ahead and jump on in. And we'll start right here outside of the factory, because this is one of the machines that makes everything go on the inside. It helps bring products to the factory and from, but it's not going everywhere. Let me tell you what it is. This is the Exient from Hyundai. It's their fuel cell semi-truck, and the reason it's not going everywhere is because it can't. Of course, you need hydrogen to make it go, and you have to both have the hydrogen and have places to refuel. At the moment, there's a refueling station here on site, but there are plans to have one not too far away, likely between one of the most traveled sites and this facility. But soon enough, Hyundai is hoping to add hydrogen production here at this facility, because don't worry, they're not done with the factory as it is. But this fuel cell vehicle does not operate off of hydrogen like burning it in an internal combustion engine. The fuel cell produces electricity. The electricity is what powers the vehicle, and that's what you have going on back here. Enormous hydrogen tanks, and then of course you have batteries, because this is not on-demand power. It's more built up as a generator and then pulled from there. But you'll find these rolling around here at the site, and then of course within, I think, about 50 or so odd miles away from it. This is not the future of all transportation, but it's a big step for Hyundai in keeping their footprint low here on site, and then of course as far as they can go. So excited to see what it looks like when they can fuel them a little bit further. And then of course, as hydrogen does or doesn't catch on, looks like Hyundai is already getting ready. There's a new trimming coming to the IONIQ 9 lineup, and it's this, the Calligraphy Black Ink, which is of course a blackout package, but Hyundai says you'll have to look closely to really appreciate some of the subtle details that are put in here. Now, I'm not one who loves a blackout package, but I do like some black accents. You get black aluminum, black chrome, or that's what we're all calling it here. And I think it's a great way to go about it. But remember, this is going to be the top end trim. If you're curious on it, check the link down in the description, because we did take a slightly closer look at this one. We'll have that available down below, but time to move on to something that somehow is even a little bit more interesting. And that is the collaboration with Waymo. Now, of course, Waymo has been using the Jaguar I-Pace for all of its vehicles. It's time to move on, because that I-Pace has been out for a while. Hyundai is that next big partner, and this of course is an IONIQ 5 that is made about 90-95% here in this factory, but then of course rolls out, heads somewhere else, and gets a whole lot of sensors applied that you will not find on any of your own production models. This is of course a mix of radar and LiDAR to make sure that you in the vehicle and everyone outside the vehicle are also safe. But it's using the same powertrain tech that you find in an IONIQ 5 you can buy right now, and it's also not the only application they're using for this autonomous vehicle suite. Because of course, the IONIQ 5 is the platform. The tech on board, that is Waymo, but it's not always the case. Hyundai says we're doing our own as well, and that is Emotional IONIQ 5. That's going to be rolling out here in Las Vegas soon. You'll be able to take your rides around the strip in an IONIQ 5 that's driving itself, that is operated by Hyundai in partnership with Uber and I believe the city of Las Vegas. So they're really getting the most out of this IONIQ 5, not only their most popular model, and honestly one of the most popular EVs here in the United States and also worldwide. They're really trying to say, hey, we're here to make sure you're driven around in a vehicle that works, whether that's a vehicle that you bought for yourself or whether it's the one that's going to get you to and from the office. Great to see new partnerships being developed and technology moving forward. Whether or not I love that these self-driving vehicles are getting closer to production and honestly might end up costing me my job, that remains to be seen, but there's still so much testing to be done, and thankfully Hyundai is at least sticking their toe in the water to make sure that if things start going that direction, they're ready to move on it. So this is the IONIQ 5. There's still even more going on within Hyundai that honestly is still worth talking about. That means just about time for us to head inside. It might not be of interest for everyone, but for me, this is like being a kid in a candy store, or more accurately, a kid in a candy factory, because this place is incredible. And having been on a few factory tours in my life so far, what I can tell you is this feels different. It is the newest of all the factories that I've been through, and it's also the most digital experience, utilizing the latest technologies where other manufacturers, no harm to them, are using some older equipment and some older techniques. What we have here doesn't really feel like much of a factory, except for visually. And you can't hear the difference, but I assure you, you can have a regular conversation while going through this factory floor, and that, in and of itself, is a bit unusual. And it's not just the technology that's helping build these vehicles, I mean the machines that are doing some of the work, it's also the way the vehicles are being transported and the way that everything is designed to work together. You won't find anyone hopping in and out of vehicles to move them across the floor. That is all done with robots. And near the end of the production line and throughout the facility, you'll also find some of the inspectors throughout. Those are going to be the robot Spot, who isn't actually building the cars, but making sure that everything is done correctly. It's a cute form factor, although not everyone is as comfortable with Spot as probably I am. Once the vehicle is assembled, it's not quite ready for you. Of course, we have to go through some quality checks, make sure everything is aligned and sealed, and of course, the paint looks good under the light, but before it takes you home and to work the next day, we need to make sure that it's ready for your driveway, and that's of course where you get the test track. Now, I don't know about you, but where I live, I didn't find hardly any of the roads these vehicles are tested on, but those roads are designed specifically to find issues within the vehicle, squeaks, rattles, that sort of thing. And I have to say, it did a very good job of it. Now, the vehicle we were in at the time didn't have any of those. I suspect it may have already gone through testing, but if anything arose, it goes back to the facility to make sure that it is dealt with and ready for you. And it's fair to say this facility is absolutely sprawling, but they're not done yet. Coming up next is ramping up production of their batteries there on site. That happens in partnership between Hyundai and LG, but it's not just in the technology components that they're ramping up or the manufacturing space. They're also working on building some recreation space and an ecological park because this entire facility is meant to be balanced, or at least as balanced as a factory probably can be. And it's not just what's happening here at the factory. If you go across the street, that's where everybody gets trained up, including us. Walking through this facility feels like a scaled down version of what you'll find over at the factory, with some very specialized stations working on things like paint, quality control, general assembly, electronics. Just about everything you can manage is happening here at the facility because, of course, before they get on the assembly line, you need to make sure everybody knows exactly what they're doing. And one of the small challenges that I wouldn't have anticipated is what it takes to do this job while on a moving conveyor belt. And that's exactly what we have here is the conveyor belt, let's say, indoctrination machine, making sure that you can continue to do a task while you're moving. And of course, that's what the safety harnesses are for, in case the first few times you're not so great at it. But good news, it looks like, at least in that department, I am qualified to work on the Hyundai assembly line. Of course, I would need quite a few more hours here before I'm ready to do anything else. And a lot more of this training is on the way, because even though right now they're working near their production capacity, the way to increase that is different shifts. So adding a second and third shift is high on the agenda, because by 2030, Hyundai is hoping to have 10 different models coming out of the facility, but they will not all be Hyundais. That's going to be done in partnership with Hyundai, Kia, and of course, Genesis. So that's all the cool stuff that Hyundai is doing within the factory, all very neat, tidy, and very advanced as far as the technology goes and how it's all implemented. But at the end of it, then we end up with something like this, the IONIQ 5 XRT, which is based on the more powerful IONIQ, the all-wheel drive version, but it's not the most powerful. In this case, only 320 horsepower, not the 600 plus that you get in the IONIQ 5N, which at the moment doesn't have a 26 model year, but I don't suspect that's going away. Of course, the 6N is coming for this year, but that'll be the only way you can get a 6. But back to this XRT. This is really where Hyundai says there's not a whole lot we can't do. Well, there really only are two main models in the 5 and the 9. This 5 is meant for every other road you would probably be worried about taking your EV, because most of those are low to the ground. There's this sense of fragility that they haven't really earned. It's just this unknown of new technology. But with this, it's a lot of power, plenty of weight, so you're not going to get too squirrely on accident. And then, of course, we have a little bit more ground clearance, a little bit of extra protection, and really, we have a much more capable or much more confidence-inspiring EV that, yes, we can pretty much plow through here at whatever speed we want and consider it a good time. So for those folks who live off the beaten path who said, I can't get an EV because they just won't get me to where I need to go, Hyundai is hoping this is here to change your mind. And yes, there are some folks who this still won't quite be enough for, but for everyone else, it probably is. Now, as you might be able to see, I'm pulling up here to some rather dusty versions of this IONIQ 5 XRT, and it's time to go have a little bit more fun. But that means it's enough for me from now. As far as the commentary goes, I'm gonna go open this up and enjoy, well, just about the best form of driving I've experienced so far, which I hate to admit has been electric vehicles off-road. So for me, that's enough. Till next time, I'll see you down the road. I'm gonna go do a little more driving.